none of the Asian Pacific, any of the trade deals that have been announced in the Philippines, have been announced throughout China. Great trade, billions of dollars worth of trade initiatives that have been done, but that's not the front page. At the front page is the black cutout and then the unflattering picture of Donald Trump. Well, anyways, let's get into some of the things that are actually happening to resolve some territorial disputes. And, you know, the Spratly Islands, South China has entered the final leg of his 11, deal with Trump and China. Trump scheduled to meet being president, and that's where he is today as he attends 2 days of meetings of regional security affairs hosted by the Association of Southeast Asian Nations before heading home. And a key discussion is how to lower tensions in the South China Sea, and a major global shipping lane that continues to be a point of dissension here, which contains oil and gas reserves. And Trump said on Sunday, he says, I'm a very good mediator and a very good arbitrator. In Hanoi, ahead of the meeting with Vietnamese President Tran Dai Quang, if I can help in any way, let me know. Both the Philippines and Vietnam have recently seen China disrupt oil and gas exports in disputed areas such as the South China Sea. While the U.S. doesn't take a position on the territorial disputes, of course, we have criticized China for land reclamation and other moves to assert control over the area as claimed in part by the Southeast Asian countries. And it was unclear at this time if Trump's offhand remarks signaled a more proactive U.S. role in finding a solution to one of Asia's biggest flashpoints, but still unknown at this time whether or not we're going to get involved with China. But we do know that he's called China out directly in China about the trade disputes and the imbalance, which affects us by the billions every single year. So we know that this is definitely getting some traction, not on mainstream media. That's why shows like mine are so important, to be able to get the facts of what's actually being achieved here with these talks. And, of course, the big security concern, besides the Spratly Islands, is how those in the peninsula, in the region, rather, are going to deal with Kim Jong-un and the growing threat of him having nukes, and how we can actually try to curb their program, how we might be able to bring them to the table. But if we can't, how they're going to be able to protect their own countries, respectively. And a lot of these countries require our help with technology and with a THAAD missile defense system, which actually is getting better and better, but can shoot a missile out of the sky most of the time. So they're asking for those, and that's going to be a lot of money that's going to be made by U.S. companies that are making this for the defense companies. So this is good. This is good for our country, and forging better relationships with our allies, and again, trying to calm the fears of many about this unstable North Korea, which I don't think that that's really solved the issue, but at least they're talking about it and taking some action. And we have the 3 carriers out there still in the Pacific that really should cause North Korea to rethink and reassess, I would think. But as long as they're sitting there, I wouldn't imagine they're going to really try to do too much, because they're going to be met with some serious firepower if they try anything. So that is still highly contentious. But I do think that all plans are on the table, and I think options are ready to go. I think that this trip was very pivotal on bringing people together, and China, I think, is huge. Philippines, I think, great there, forging the relationship. Man, what time that this president is put in to get to know leaders. And maybe the Putin talk wasn't the best of the talking points, but that seems to be the talking points of the media in light of what's been said about collusion with Kushner and with Trump and with many others. But there is an investigation that's going on. Attorney General, it's time to do your job. Who says this? Why in 2016 did FBI Director James Comey call the Clinton investigation a matter, not an investigation? After all, Mr. Comey wasn't director of the Federal Bureau of Matters. There are folks that are really trying to keep some accountability to this whole thing. A lot of questions are being asked by a lot of GOP members. And I'll just kind of go down the list here. You ready? Why in 2016 did FBI Director James Comey call the Clinton investigation a matter and not an investigation? After all, Mr. Comey wasn't director of the Federal Bureau of Matters. Why in 2016 did FBI Comey began drafting an extradition letter of Secretary Clinton, whom he called grossly negligent, an early draft of the letter before completing the investigation? Before interviewing several witnesses and before interviewing Secretary Clinton? Why in 2016 did James Comey and Justice Department give Cheryl Mills, Secretary Clinton's chief of staff, immunity, an agreement for turning over her laptop computer? Typically, the department would issue a subpoena or get a warrant and seize it. Why in this case did the FBI agree to destroy the laptop? Why in 2016, one day before the Benghazi report was released and 5 days before Secretary Clinton was interviewed by the FBI, did Attorney General Lynch meet with former President Clinton on the tarmac in Phoenix? Why did the intelligence community in the final months of the Obama administration en masse names at a record date? Why days following the meeting and when emailing with the public relations staff of Justice Department did Loretta Lynch use the Elizabeth Carlisle case? If your conversation with a former president was only about golf and grandchildren, then why did you use your real name? And why did James Comey publicize the Clinton investigation? Oh, we got many more whys, but we don't have a lot of answers. And Hillary Clinton is still not in jail, which is very perplexing. We have more of those whys. Something to think about. But there has to be, in my opinion, which I'm entitled, which I've heard, since I have the microphone. And if you'll afford me that, we have a lot of unanswered questions about Hillary Clinton, about James Comey, the Russian Dossier, which is really a bizarre thing to think about, how it was forged and money was used from Hillary Clinton's fund, the DNC. A lot of guilty parties, but the Democratic Party is not looking too good, and you're going to have to answer and fess up. This is not dead, folks. This is still going on and ongoing, and there's going to be committee after committee until we do get some good answers.
It's unlike anything you've ever been through in your life, man. I was driving. This kid threw a grenade at us and went right over our vehicle. It was 12 years old.
The shockwave went through my head, rattled up my brain, left.
Danger is around you 360 degrees at all times, and you can't unlearn that.
It's impossible to describe the sacrifices these men and women have made to protect our freedoms. And the job of rebuilding their lives is massive and growing every day. Many will need the programs offered by the Wounded Warrior Project for years to come.
I didn't know what PTSD was. All I knew was I was having nightmares. And when I got released, my reintegration was go check in at the VA, man.
My first coping mechanism was use drugs. Just numb it. Don't feel anything.
I was angry. I'm trying to pull myself out of that right now.
Your gift today of $19 per month will honor and empower these veterans so they can aid and assist each other.
The Wounded Warrior Project is a life raft.
I can say this without question that I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for it.
Women Aware Project is the first step, getting back out into the world and reforming yourself outside of the service.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month. You'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket, and your gift will provide critically needed programs that rebuild lives.
That was my first feeling of actually being a part of something bigger than myself again.
Well, I lost a few really close friends overseas, and if I quit, I'm going to let them down, and I'm not about to do that.
I'm learning to face my fears head on. To trust and see what happens at the end.
It's a long process, but I had the drive and desire.
Please call or go online with your gift right now.
For the people is there.
Your American heritage. Above the winter cold waters of the Potomac, atop a hill, a modest brick home. It is February 11th, 1732, and in that snug home, Mary Washington gives birth to our first president. The only president, by the way, to celebrate 2 birthdays. 20 years later, the calendar was revised to add 11 days due to a previous error. Thus, for the rest of his life, George Washington often celebrated 2 birthdays, or alternated one year to the next, February 11th or February 22nd, whichever one he happened to fancy. This has been Don Keyes with an interesting tidbit of Americana on this edition of Your American Heritage.
Your American Heritage can be heard Monday through Friday right here on this station, brought to you by For the People.
Introducing the official For the People coffee mug featuring the colorful red, white, and blue For the People logo with Keith Allen on a ceramic 11-ounce coffee mug, perfect for any hot beverage of your choice. This mug is a great reminder of what we stand for: God, country, and family, with conservative values and good old-fashioned common sense. To order your For the People coffee mug, pay just $20 plus $3.99 shipping and handling at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. And enjoy.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate online at carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll get a vacation voucher and maximum tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Introducing the official For the People coffee mug featuring the colorful red, white, and blue For the People logo with Keith Allen on a ceramic 11-ounce coffee mug, perfect for any hot beverage of your choice. This mug is a great reminder of what we stand for: God, country, and family, with conservative values and good old-fashioned common sense. To order your For the People coffee mug, pay just $20 plus $3.99 shipping and handling at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. And enjoy.
With all the choices out there to enjoy some entertainment, wouldn't it just be nice to have something that didn't cost an arm or a leg? I found something that does just that. It's called 123 Ready TV. It's one of the most remarkable apps available to start watching all of those movies and TV shows for one incredible price, just $19.99. And that's a one-time only price. Recap: all your movies, current and classic, and sports and news, and so much more. Cut the cable and stop spending money at the movies when you can truly have it all at your fingertips. No commercials, just all the entertainment you desire. 123 Ready TV is available for Windows and all Android devices. Get your 123 Ready TV for just $19.99 at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Just click on the store page to get yours now and start enjoying entertainment the way it was supposed to be. Fun. Your daily infusion of common sense on your radio. I'm your host, Keith Allen. And sometimes trying to understand some very complicated things, such as the dossier and the Russian meddling and the controversy and the Clinton emails. Representative Jordan Gates, special counsel needed as questions mount on Clinton, Comey's Russian Dossier, and so much more. All right, so here's the list of whys. You ready? Why in 2016 did the FBI pay for the Russian Dossier?